Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan Wanis here with the Daily Fantasy Press, and we are going to be breaking down the 2018 U.S. Open, and it is hosted at golf's one of the most prestigious sites, Shinnecock Hills in the Hamptons, just off the coast of Long Island, New York. And Shinnecock has grown nearly 500 yards in length in anticipation of the U.S. Open that's directed by the USGA. The last PGA event was held here in 2004, where Retief Goosen won the U.S. Open, and that course was much shorter compared to what the pros are going to be looking at and playing this week. There has been nearly 446 yards added to the track via 17 new back tees, according to Golf Week. And the U.S. Open will still play to a par 70, but it is now stretched to 7,445 yards, thanks to those adjustments, the most significant coming at the downhill par 4 14th, which is now a brutal 519 yards, and the winding par 5 16th, which is 616 yards. The latter of the two surrendered birdies by both Phil Mickelson and Retief Goosen as they dueled down the stretch in 2004, but a birdie will be very tough to come by now on this new setup, especially facing the prevailing headwinds. Now, as we saw last year at Erin Hills, the USGA prefers to widen fairways and add length to their host courses. Shinnecock has had nearly 7 acres of fairway converted into rough to avoid the controversy that was last year with those wider fairways and long fescue grass that was penalizing players. Now, with all that said, I want to preview 4 key holes on this golf course that I think are going to be crucial for players to be in contention on Sunday. But before we get into that, I want to mention a great promo we have going with Draft.com, who is the best mobile app for fantasy sports. Draft offers weekly snake drafts that you can play for real cash in PGA, MLB, NFL, NBA, and drafts take a few minutes as you can pre-rank your players, and it's a great way to play with friends. When you deposit $10 or more using our promo code DFP, you will get access to our exclusive member content that includes course previews and players we like and fit the course each week for the rest of the PGA season. And with our promo code, you will receive 1 free entry into a $3 contest as well. Once again, that's code DFP, and check it out. We think you'll really enjoy it. Now let's get to the course preview and key stats we're looking for the week. So the first hole we are going to look at is hole number 2, and it is a par 3 that plays at 252 yards. It's the longest of the par 3s at Shinnecock, and this hole plays uphill to a long, well-bunkered green, as you can see in the flyby video. And the best strategy here is to land the approach shot short of the upward sloping green. The green complex requires strategic placement, as anything that lands on this false front will roll off the front of the green right into the fairway. So players are really going to have to take wind into consideration on this long hole, and I'm guessing at the end of the week it is probably going to play as the most difficult on the golf course. Moving on to hole number 4. This is a par 4 playing at 475 yards, and the first of the holes that play into the prevailing southwesterly wind, this left to right dogleg, is a challenge. A precise tee shot is required, as the fairway bunkers that protect the dogleg are in play on the right side of the fairway. Additional care is also needed approaching an elevated, undulating green. This green is guarded by 3 bunkers, and once again, it's got a false front that requires an accurate approach shot, or your ball is going to roll off right into the fairway. And you can see the openness of this hole and how the winds are going to affect this. And it's really going to come down to, I think, weather this week. If the winds are up, this place is going to play so difficult because of the added length already. Back in 2004, Retief Goosen won at 4 under par. I know Tiger shot like 10 over for all 4 rounds. So this course is tough. The winds make it very difficult, so that's going to be a big factor the week of the U.S. Open. Hole number 14, moving on. This is a par 4 playing at 519 yards, and this hole's a monster. Another challenging par 4 with an elevated tee shot, a tight fairway, and a green that sits in a saddle at the top of the slope. This is the longest par 4 on the course. The preferred tee shot is landing on the left side of the fairway to have the right angle to approach. The green is undulating, sloping back to front, and I think this hole is going to play as the most difficult, right behind that second hole, par 3. And these two are going to play as the toughest holes on the golf course. And you can see why. So lastly, we're going to look at hole number 18 coming back into the clubhouse. It's a par 4, 485 yards, and hole 18 had a major renovation to the design, and the new tee box creates a blind tee shot. Players will want to favor the right side of the fairway off the tee as their landing area, and this is going to be difficult to see from the tee box, but this is going to give them the most favorable approach shot for a birdie opportunity. This green is surrounded by 4 bunkers, and once again, the green pitches back to front with a false front, and this makes for a really exciting hole coming back into the clubhouse. And I think there's going to be a lot of excitement on here as players are going to have birdie opportunities as long as they keep that drive safe in the fairway. Now, moving on to key stats we like this week. I'm going to pick 3 of them. First off, we have strokes gained approach, bogey avoidance, and total driving. And I'm going to go through and why I think each of these stats are really going to matter this week. So first, starting off with strokes gained approach. In those flyby videos, you can see how difficult the greens are and how vital a good approach shot is going to be to either give yourself a birdie opportunity or just to save par on some of these longer holes. So leading the tour this year in strokes gained approach is Henrik Stenson. He comes in at first. Keegan Bradley coming up in second. Chesson Hadley in third. Rafa Carrera-Bello in fourth. Paul Casey fifth. And Justin Thomas coming in at sixth. And I think these approach shots are going to be really tough, going back once again to the wind. So it's going to be important this week. The second key stat I'm looking at is bogey avoidance. I talked about how difficult this was in 2004, and I think you're going to have to try to avoid bogey throughout this golf course. And here's the ranking for bogey avoidance this year on tour. Henrik Stenson ranks first, Ricky Fowler second, Kevin Streelman coming in at third, Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, and Charles Howell coming in at sixth. And finally, total driving, which takes driving accuracy with driving distance and averages the two. So these are the players that rank in total driving, taking those two things into consideration. Tommy Fleetwood comes in first, Keegan Bradley coming in second, Jason Day third, Hudson Swafford fourth, Gary Woodland fifth, and Adam Scott sixth. So I think these 3 stats are a good foundation for you guys to start when looking through players and determining your player pool for the week. As of now, DraftKings has not released pricing. Part of it's due to the field is not officially announced yet either. So we will have, in the coming days up until the tournament, follow our Twitter. If you want to become a member, we will be writing an in-depth course preview and our players we are targeting for the week in cash, in GPP, in the strategies we're going to be using for this week. So if you guys are not following us on Twitter, give us a follow. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. We really appreciate the support. And if you guys have any questions, shoot us a message on Twitter. And best of luck for the U.S. Open at Shinnecock.